Alright, I'm starting a new top 5 series, and we're going to be working our way. It's top 5 mounts, but I'm doing it per expansion. And it's not going to be like per what stuff was in this expansion. It has to have been added during the expansion. So even though there were some holidays, if the mounts weren't fully attached yet, like the Brewfest Kodo and whatnot, I'm not going to include them. And we're starting off with original WoW. And you can probably already tell what my number 5 is. And it's actually my original mount. So I was playing back in vanilla. I remember taking kind of a little break after 40 because it was a big deal. And then I got back into it like a little bit later and capped out. And I didn't really get an epic mount for a while. So me and this Kodo had a lot of time together. So my number 5 for my favorite, remember this is my favorite, you can make your own, is the brown Kodo. It's my number 5 from Classic. Now, I don't have any of the Alliance racials, and I'll say that right now, racial mounts. The one I would have picked, and it's going to be my honorable mention, will be the Swift Storm Saber, the Night Elf Tiger. Those things are cool. Now, I don't have the ZG Raptor or the ZG Tiger either, because those are all hype for me. They're cool, but they're not my favorite. The mounts I picked, most of them, especially my top ones, are mounts that were like very special to me. Now, for my 4th pick, I'm picking the Swift Olive Raptor. Now, I didn't get this in Classic, but I loved the look of this troll mount. There are some other options, you know, the other Raptors, but I love the Olive Raptor. I really like the look of this. This one was one of my favorites. The black one and the black war mounts are pretty good too, but this one is my favorite Raptor. And then we move on to number 3, and it's actually going to be the horse. This is my favorite horse. All the war horses are good. I definitely liked getting... I grinded the rep in BC and got all the horses. On my Blood Elf, that's when I started really getting mounts. But this mount is my favorite Death Charger. Or Skeletal Warhorse model. I really like the blue. Now, what's my number 2? Well, we're going back. We're going back to the Kodos. Now, there are other Kodos, right? But my first epic Kodo was this big boy right here. The Great White Kodo. I can't tell you how much time I spent on this Kodo. Alright? It's only number 2 to one other mount in Classic for me. You know. Extreme in this mount were like peas in a pod. Alright? But my number 1 mount, and actually my first epic mount to get, was this. The Alteract Wolf. I am not a fan of any of the other wolves, but I grinded Alterac so much to get this wolf. I've spent so much time in Classic WoW on this wolf. It was the easiest epic mount for me to get once I got the training. And yeah, this is what I rode around on for most of Classic. Behind or in front of the Kodo. So it was this and the Kodo were my Classic mounts. And remember, I had to carry them around. I kept my brown Kodo in a bag or put away, and I had this and the Great White Kodo. But yeah, this is my number 1 for Classic WoW. And I didn't have that many mounts, mostly just the racials, some of the fancy mounts, which I don't have, but I don't mind not having them. I want them for collection, but these mounts meant a lot to me during vanilla, and these are my picks for my favorite mounts. Anyways, thank you for watching. The next video in this series will be about Burning Crusade, when I actually start branching out and grabbing more mounts, and we have a lot more mount options. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.